Hi, thanks for joining us. We're talking about the knowledge that you need to know, what you need to do to stay ahead in the leadership curve, the most important challenges that you need to overcome, and what you can do to maintain a good work-life balance. My name is Amrita. I am the Ethics Communications Specialist here at CIMA, and I'm joined with Gillian Lees. Hi, Gillian, who is a Senior Director in R&D, who's going to help us understand what it is to be a leader in the field. So, Gillian, thank you very much for joining us. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about your role?
Yeah, I'm the Senior Director in CIMA's R&D department, so my role involves both management and also research at the same time.
Super.
Yeah, and I started my role, well, not this particular role, but I started my career just over 30 years ago, and I was asked recently to talk about what I'd learned over the course of my career. And I was a bit worried because I was talking to young professionals, and I was worried that what I had to say was a bit out of date and irrelevant in today's fast-moving business world.
Yeah.
I realised that what I needed to do was think about the lessons I've learned, which still are true today.
Super. And from that, what are the most important skills that you've been able to develop throughout your career?
Well, first and foremost, you do need to develop technical knowledge, and that's really important. But it's really important as well to think about the human skills. So skills like team working, the right mindsets, the right behaviours, all of those are really important. So if you make a mistake, have you got the right mindset to carry on and keep learning?
Yeah, and when has that helped you in a challenge?
Well, everybody has lots of challenges over their career, and I've certainly had some. Some of them have been more dramatic than others. So, for example, I lost a building at short notice because it was destroyed. And I had a situation where I had a boss 1 minute and next minute he was incapacitated. So I had to really learn how to deal with those crises. And the one thing I learned was you couldn't just put your head in the sand like some of my colleagues did, and they just carried on doing their everyday job. I had to really be very agile, very resilient, and work with other people to think, what do we need to do to deal with this situation as it is now? And I learned an awful lot from that process.
No, that makes complete sense. You would learn when you're put in those types of situations.
That's right.
Have to just get on with the job at hand. And how do you identify your other strengths, and how do you play to those strengths?
Well, one of the things that I've come to realise is that careers are lasting a lot longer, and we're all going to have to work longer. So I figure that if you're going to be working longer, you may as well enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And obviously we spend our lives learning new skills and learning new technologies and things like that. But at the same time, there are things that remain constant through your career, things that you always like doing. And it's really useful to know what those anchors are. And one way of doing that is to think about, what did you like doing when you were 7 years old, say? Because those are the sorts of things you do because you like doing them, not because they're going to impress someone or because they look good. So, and what I've realised from my own career is that when I was a kid, I loved reading, I loved writing, I loved teaching.
Yeah.
And I still do those today. It's amazing. So look back at what you did when you were 7 years old, and it might give you some really useful clues as to what your career, some important things you need to include in your career.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And what about maintaining a good work-life balance? Because I think that's something that a lot of people are looking into more and more. How important is it?
That is so important, because when I think back to when I started my working life, it was 9 to 5, with no mobile devices, you couldn't take work home. Well, actually I did have a mobile device, it was called a piece of paper and a pen. And now we have much more flexibility, and that's great, and I wouldn't trade that. But the trouble is, we live in a 24/7 world, but we're not 24/7 people. So you have to work out what your boundaries are. And one of the most important things is sleep. It's really sad. I don't know if you've noticed, but lots of books are coming out about how important sleep is.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure you have sleep. you need to make sure you have rest. You need to carry on with your hobbies.
Yeah.
Don't think that your hobbies don't help your career.
Yeah.
They really do. I'm a mad keen tennis player, and I find that playing tennis and getting fresh air helps me do my job better. So don't dump your hobbies thinking they don't help my career. They really do. They're so important.
No, that makes lots of sense, and that's been really, really helpful for myself as well. So now I can justify my hobby as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's been really, really helpful. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's been helpful for you as well, watching at home or wherever from. But I think just a takeaway, there is a lot that we can do. There is a lot that we can develop from, and there's a lot to learn. So thank you very much for joining in. Please do tune in next time, and feel free to comment below.